Hey, I'm Elder Rashad Frazier Gaines, host of iSMM365. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, everyone. This is Elder Sylvester Lewis, your coaching STEM Education Committee, a member of the STEM Education Committee of the Scholastic Motivation Ministries of the Church of God in Christ. And I'm here to talk to you about robotics. I'm also one of the coordinators for our robotics ministry through SMM, and we want to make sure that you know what we are doing in that particular competition. As we presented in Phoenix on last year, we actually presented something that we want to bring in our lower elementary as well as our elementary students. And so we presented a new robot called Edison. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a Meet Edison video that you can find on YouTube, but we're going to share it with you in this video. And then if you need to, there are other resources for Edison for our lower elementary and our elementary grade students so that they can compete. We have a challenge out for them, but for our lower, K through like second grade, we will this year have it where they can come in, and if they have an Edison, it'd be great if they bring it with them. And for all of our competitions, we're actually encouraging all of you to have your own device so that we can make sure that everyone has what they need in order to compete, as well as have fun, because then you already have been working with your robot and it won't be a stress and strain on you. So we're going to give you information in this video on where you can purchase those robots. We have two robots. We have Edison robots. This is a little orange robot, as you can see over in right above me here. And then there's a little blue robot. You can also get it in pink. A little blue robot that was introduced few years ago, called the Make Block MBot. And so we're going to give you information on where you can order those for your local, your district, your jurisdiction, or if you're a parent and want your child to have this robot, it will actually help them out, because our main thing with this is getting those kids, our students, into coding right away. That is a skill that is really needed for this particular time that we are in education. So coding is very big. It's one of the industry things that you will now get. I know everyone's excited about AI, and we'll talk a little bit more about AI as time go on within STEM education. But let's get them already started on coding. And one of the easiest ways, and one of the best ways to do that, is through robotics. And so we wanted to make sure that we had something that was cost efficient. Understand, we thank God for our pioneer, Dr. Valerie Bennett, who introduced robotics into the Church of God in Christ through the Lego robotics type of robot that we were given. I happen to have been a program delivery partner for First Robotics, which is a part of Lego Robotics. And one of the things that I did was actually coordinate the Georgia statewide competition, or First Lego League competition. And so I'm familiar with that robot, and also familiar with the expense that robot can have on the pockets of those persons who are working within it. And so we got together through SMM and decided that we're going to try to find something that was a little bit more cost efficient for our lower levels. It's not just about the national, but we need to make sure, and we wanted to make sure that we made it possible for all of our lower levels to know, this particular skill. So we went and we found, through my work with Georgia Tech, found robots that are available, that are affordable, and your young person can start sometimes right out of the box, starting to play with robots and then learning all the different ways to program that robot, either through MBlock, Scratch Junior, Scratch, Python, or JavaScript, whatever language that you are learning to code. We want to enhance that through the Church of God in Christ, because this is where education and the industries are going, and it's beneficial that we support our young people through this. So I'm going to share some things with you. First thing, we want you, and I'm going to share a QR code, and you kind of see it behind me, but at the end of this video, we're going to share it so that you can scan the QR code and go to our interest entry form. In the interest entry form, you're letting us know so that we can have the data so we can properly prepare for you if you plan to come to the summer convention, AIM convention, in whatever city that we're going to be in. And so we want you to scan that, get us that information. At the bottom of that entry form, you will see where it has the 3 STEM education competitions that are associated in STEM. That is the Math Olympiad, the new virtual competition called Project STEM Scholars, as well as robotics. And so when you get down to the bottom of that, you can click those links and it'll take you directly to the specific entry forms for those competitions. Asking you to fill that out on that, and you can receive, like I said, scan that QR code, and even in that, we'll give you the email where you can request any resource information that you need. And I'm gonna share some of those resources when it comes down to robotics, where you can find that and what could help you out in your trying to, implement this program in your local church, your district church, or your jurisdiction, and then come to the national, and they'll be able to compete nationally with what we have. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. And so hopefully you all will be able to see everything that you need, and we have no glitches. And we will get that for all of you. I'm going to start off by sharing with you our STEM education Facebook page. As you can see up here is the address where you can find, and this is a private page, and so that we got information, we have discussions, we have files, anything that you want to know that is going on within those 3 competition areas, we place it on this Facebook page. So we're inviting you. As you see, we already have 269 members. We're asking you, if you're not a member, to get on this page. It's a private page, so you don't have to worry about, anything going awry, but this is a page that is governed by the Church of God in Christ through scholastic motivations. And so we're asking you to go to this page, and you can see we have our flyers, like we've been sharing things about Artemis, and everything is there. We keep you all year round, 365 days out of the year. You can find information here. And so we actually put on here some of the videos that I'm going to share with you on today. We do all of that at this page. So we ask you to please go here. And like I said, you can find information, our entry forms, our flyers, our brochures, whatever it is. You can see, here's our guidelines for different things. The Makey guitar, that's something that we may even present there. Our robotic competition guidelines, it is there so that you can know what it is that we are doing to help you. So there's resources here, as well as this video, and this video will also be shared here, as well as on our Facebook page. As well as on our YouTube channel, excuse me. But this is one of the resources that we have, and that's one of the first resources we're asking you to please go and do that. so that you can help your young person be prepared. But as we had also said, that we have another resource for robotics, and that is our mega guidebook. And you can receive this in PDF form, or I can share this link with you, unless you want to type all of that in, and you can have access to this form. And this is a flipbook form, but we can send it to you directly as a PDF so that you can have it. And in here, we have everything that you need to know about this year's competition. Has our judging criteria, we have our rubrics, we have a bunch of things. It's loading, but it has everything, including some of the information that I'm going to give you in this video on where you can order your robots. Hey, I'm going to find that video of Ecuador jurisdiction. And they just got, the Edison robot that you see right here. And like I said, that's going to be for our beginners, K-12 through K through second grade. And they're going to have playtime. The lower from 3 to 4th grade, and they're going to do a line drive and different things. And so if they learn ed blocks and scratch, and there's resources for these particular robots on the actual robots webpage that you can find by just searching for Edison and Meet Edison, and you can go directly to the webpage, and they have more activities there that will help you. But even in this particular book, and there's the M block. This is for our higher grades. That's the middle school and high school. They'll be using this particular robot. So you have this orange robot for our elementary, for middle school and high school. They'll be using this blue robot. The thing about this blue robot is they will have to build this robot. So it may be a good idea to go ahead and purchase one of these robots for your young person, so they can go ahead and have it built. So when they come to the AIM convention, that they are ready to start practicing and programming according to the maze competition that we have, especially for this M robot. With the line drive, or the older or the upper elementary, which is that 5 to 6th grade competition, they will actually use the same maze that the M block will use, and they will actually for them to actually program that robot to go through it. But the others will use the maps and everything that comes with the Edison robot. But like I said, get this book, and it tells you, it will help you with everything from coding to adjusting. We really wanted to make sure that you had a resource that will help you. And so you can, like I said, you can type out this entire thing, or you can request it. So our email is smm.videos with an S, videos with an S, at gmail.com. If you request, we will gladly send this to you free of charge, and any other resources that we can give you. Hey, here's sample coding. And so we really wanted to make sure that you had the resources that help you. Even has some curriculum, some day-to-day things to get them ready for what we're doing. Sorry, it's taking a little while for this to load, but this is a resource that you can get. Now, to help you, where we show you, Meet Edison and other videos that you can find on YouTube. I want you to know you can find these videos on YouTube. We're going to share them with you. But go ahead and get the robots. We want you to go ahead and get the robots. Some of these robots you can program, the kids can program them with their phones. They can use it with their tablets, their laptops. And we're asking you, if you come to the AIM convention, or if you're having a competition in your area, in your region, in your jurisdiction, in your district, or locally, just between your young people in your local church and community, because you can also invite community people to come in and help you out and be a part of your team um, it will be a great idea for you to have your own devices. And if you come to the AIM convention, bring those devices with you because you are comfortable with those and you can get right to what we're doing in that hall. So I'm going to share with you. This is a great resource. Remember, you can request this resource from us and we will gladly get it to you. We'll even share with you competition mats that we have created. We did create a maze that's going to be printed out and have for our table map, and we'll even share that with you so that you can actually get it printed out and you can do your own competitions as well. But if you just follow these simple little things that are in this mega guidebook, it will truly help your young person be prepared. And believe me, they will thank you because of the skills that they will be getting in coding. And so, because that is not the wave of the future, it is today. So I'm going to start you out with the, we're going to start with the Edison robot. Now you can go to the Edison webpage and order it from there. But this is some that I looked up, and this is a great website. I've used this myself, and let me tell it. I'm gonna do that later. But this is where I go, and I ordered a number of these little robots. And they actually, individually, they're not this expensive. Matter of fact, if you look and see, this is how much it's saying right here: $415 for 10, a pack of 10 of these robots. Now, if you know anything about the previous robot that we had with Lego Robotics, one Lego robot is $500 or more. So for the price of less than the price of one Lego robot, you can get 10. And so that way you can make sure that a number of young people, that especially that lower elementary area, can start, getting into robotics and learning the skills and having fun while doing it. And so, like I said, we wanted to make sure that we found something that was cost efficient for all of our areas or all of our levels within the church, the local, the district, and the jurisdiction. And so, like I said, this orange robot, the older ones can use it because you can program this using Scratch or block coding and everything. And so, this will get them started. And like I said, if you go to the website, into the Edison website, there are resources there that are free that you can download in PDF form. And so that you can have extra lessons as well as activities to work with this particular robot. And this robot comes right out of the box ready. So when you unbox this robot, it comes out ready for you to use. And you'll see that in the video that I'm going to share with you. But if you were to go to this website, you can order your Edison robot for your elementary level students that want to participate in robotics. And so, and it has other things you can find, the creator's kit, which is extra pieces and stuff. And this actually also works with some Lego pieces as well. As you can see, it has the little nodules on the top for Lego pieces, so the kids can have fun, popping things on and off with that. You can also see where you can actually get an ed mat. And we're actually going to have this ed mat at the competition for our elementary students, for especially our K second grade, which will have playtime, and they will actually get a chance to play on this mat, for themselves. But this mat will also be used on our competition day for those that will be doing the line competition as well as the sumo wrestling. And so we do have some of those mats that will be there at the international competition. But you can also get this or even download this and print this out for your young person in your levels of competition, local, district, or jurisdiction. And believe me, They will have fun. I'm going to find that video, and we're going to share that video of the young people in Ecuador that got this robot, and all the fun. They were running to get to this, and so that excitement really excites us in SMM, and we're so glad that we had that. And so that's the Edison robot. And like I said, after I give you this, I'm going to share with you videos so you can meet Edison and learn a little bit more about Edison for your young people. The other robot that we have that is for our middle school and junior high is the Make Block M-Block block. And so you can go to the Make Block website. If you go to that Make Block website, you can, I'm going to take you there. I think I have it here. Let me see. They're giving me a number of things up here, and I don't want that. But if you go to the Make Block website, there's other resources there that you can download as well. And as you can see, this particular robot you can get on Amazon. On Amazon, like I said, this robot, it comes just like this, all these pieces, and you have to build this robot. But this robot is only what? $70. Only $70 for one. So remember, like I said, the when you get into the larger robots, or the robots that we do in K-12 schools, you know, understand that they are backed by that particular funding, so they can afford probably one or two or more of those larger robots, those Vex robots, or the first robotics robots, and you're talking thousands of dollars. But even the Lego robots, the Lego League, little small robot, now it's a little yellow Spike Prime robot, those begin at $500 for one. This robot is only $70. Now it has gone up from the first time that we presented, because at the time we first presented, it was only like, you know, $50 or $52, but now it has gone up as things have done. But you can get this robot. You don't have to get it from their website, but you can get this robot from Amazon. This is Amazon. I'm looking at Amazon right now. As you can see, this is Amazon. So you can actually get this robot on Amazon. And so if you go ahead and get this robot and go ahead and let your young people start building their robot, and they can bring it with them to the competition, that will help us out, because we don't know who all is coming. So we don't know how many robots that we would need. So it's a better thing, like they do in school. For those who are in robotics in school, when they go to competitions, they bring their devices as well as their robots, because they already know them, they've already been built, and all they have to do is start programming their robot for the competition mat that is laid before them. So go, this, like I said, this particular robot, and like I said, you can also see that you can get this robot in pink. If you want to order it, you can order it in pink, and as well as blue. And so go ahead and get this particular robot for your middle school and high school students. And they will be programming this robot either using Block, JavaScript, or Python. And believe me, if they've been doing robotics, they know what those languages mean. But get the resources from the actual website for Make Block, and it'll also help you. But if you get that mega, you get our mega guidebook, it will help you as well. We have sample things in there for you that will help you with getting your young person ready for the competition. Like I said before, I'm going to give you, at this particular time, I'm going to share with you some videos of Meet Edison, as well as getting started with M-Block. So I want you to enjoy those, and then we'll come back to close out and give you that QR code where you can go ahead and share your interest in any of our STEM education competitions, and that also leads you to the entry form for robotics. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Kat Cannowell, part of the education team for Meet Edison Robots. In this video, I'm going to show you the basics for getting started with your Edison robot. Now, Edison comes in a box that's sealed with a sticker. To get Edison out of the box, first break open the sticker, and then you're going to unroll the box to get Edison out. And out will come Edison. The box has some basic instructions that will help you get your Edison set up. It also has a barcode program which you can use to get your Edison moving right away. But if you don't have your box, don't worry. I'm going to show you everything you need to do. The first step is to open up the battery door on the back of Edison. In new robots, the door can be a little stiff, so you might need something to lever it open. A small screwdriver or even a pen will do the trick. Just make sure you keep your thumb on the back of the door so it doesn't go flying off. The EDCOM cable is actually shipped inside the battery compartment in new robots. So once you have the door off, you'll need to take that cable out. You will need 4 AAA batteries to power Edison. If you are using disposable batteries, only use alkaline batteries. These are the most common AAA batteries you'll find in just about any shop. Never use heavy duty, super heavy duty, or carbon zinc batteries. If using rechargeable batteries, only use nickel metal hydride rechargeable batteries. Never use lithium rechargeable batteries. Be sure to put the batteries in the correct way. There are markings on the battery door which will show you the positive and negative connection direction for each battery. Once the batteries are in Edison the correct way, place the door back on. Be sure it closes all the way. The last step is turning Edison on. The power switch is on the bottom of your Edison. To turn on your robot, slide the switch from the left off position to the right on position. You will hear Edison make a chirping sound, and the 2 red LEDs will begin to flash. If you leave your robot on, but don't use it for 5 minutes, Edison will automatically turn off. However, it is best to manually turn off Edison when not in use. Now that your Edison's ready to use, let's learn a little bit more about the robot. Your Edison robot arrives fully assembled, but there are a few parts you will sometimes want to take off of your robot. We've already looked at the battery door, which you'll need to open and close anytime you change the batteries. There are also 3 other parts that can come off of Edison: the wheels, the tires, and the skid. Let's start by looking at the wheels. Both of Edison's wheels can be removed from the robot. To remove a wheel, hold Edison in one hand and the wheel in the other. Pull the wheel straight out away from Edison. The wheels can be a bit stiff, especially in new robots, so you might have to pull a bit harder than you expect. But they do come right out and they do go right back in, so don't worry. Each wheel is a solid piece of plastic with the axle built straight into the wheel. The wheel also has a dark gray tire which you can take off of the wheel. Simply lift the soft tire away from the plastic wheel and gently peel it off. To put the tire back on, place the wheel edge into the tire, then gently stretch the tire back over the wheel. The final removable part to look at is the skid. The skid is the small, clear plastic bump on the underside of the robot. Because the skid is really little and made of clear plastic, it can be very hard to find if you drop it on the floor, so do be careful when you take it out of the robot. To remove the skid, just pull it out of the orange chassis. To put it back into place, just line up the peg of the skid with the hole on Edison and push. Most of the time you use Edison, you'll want to leave the wheels, the tires, and the skid in place. But there are some projects, especially engineering projects, where you'll need to remove some or all of these parts. And now you know how. There's a lot more to learn and so much to do with Edison. Head to meetedison.com to learn more about Edison sensors, check out the different programming languages, and discover great activities and challenges to try.
Meet the new MBot 2.
Hello, I'm MBot 2 from Make Block Education.
MBot, the popular robot for computer science and STEAM education, has reached the next level in hands-on learning experiences. With its new networking capabilities, MBot 2 can carry out interactive and smart activities with students. The key to its improved performance is CyberPi, the most advanced microcontroller from MakeBlock Education, which brings the latest technologies into the class. Its built-in Wi-Fi module allows for wireless communication. For example, connect multiple MBot 2s to create a local network, LAN, of robots that communicate between themselves, share and collect data, and perform tasks together. Or connect MBot 2 to the internet.
Slow down.
To perform advanced features such as speech recognition or exchanging information with the cloud. MBot 2 uses MBlock, the open-source coding experience that offers both block-based and text-based programming built on industry-leading platforms. Students can begin with block-based coding, and by incorporating a variety of MBlock extensions, educators can easily integrate data science, IoT, and AI into their classroom, preparing students for future careers. Students easily transition from block to Python programming in MBlock. There's no need for them to learn a new software interface. MBot 2 uses MBuild modules, the next generation of smart sensors from MakeBlock Education. Thanks to its new encoder motors, students can control the rotation, speed, and positions of MBot 2 with greater precision, allowing for more realistic and accurate lessons than its predecessors. MBot 2 comes with an integrated rechargeable battery, which eliminates the need to purchase separate batteries. MBot 2 comes with a series of getting started activities that help educators and students successfully use the robot right out of the box. And more specialised courses will follow. MBot 2, enabling educators and inspiring innovators.
Hey everyone, Mr. E here with another hands-on robotic tutorial video, and in this one we're talking about my brand new MBot 2 robot from MakeBlock. So forever ago, I bought the MBot 1, and this is actually the original MBot 1, which was a super simple, super affordable, and very versatile small little robot that you actually built using real nuts and bolts, not just snap together plastic. And I was really impressed at how easy it was to not only put this robot together, but to also program it in both a block-based and text-based programming language, and how simple the MBot was. And you can still buy this MBot robot, although now there's a little plastic cover and they've redesigned the chassis just slightly since this original one that I bought many, many years ago. But the MBot 2 is a more advanced and more capable, complex version. And in this video, we're going to see what it takes to get started with the MBot 2, including assembly, connecting it to your device, and programming it to drive and operate autonomously. So let's dive in. You can purchase the MBot 2 on Amazon or at other STEM product retailers, or you can buy it directly from MakeBlock, and the link for the MBot 2 and some of the other things we'll be looking at later on can be found in the video description below. At the time of making this video, you can find the MBot 2 for $149.99 US, which is twice as much as the simpler MBot robot, which costs about $75 at the time of making this video. And for educators with tight budgets, I also recommend that you check out the MakeBlock's grant guide to see if there are funding opportunities available to support you and your students. And you'll also see that there's a lot of different accessories available, which we'll look at some of later in this video. And again, you can find some of the links for these great accessories in the video description down below. But once you've received your MBot 2, it's time for unboxing. It's important to note that assembly is required. So as we unbox our robot, we'll see a lot of parts and things, including a CyberPi, which comes with the MBot 2 and is a pretty awesome little gadget on its own. The CyberPi is MakeBlock's microcontroller, kind of like a Raspberry Pi or a Microbit or Arduino, and you can do a lot of really cool coding projects with this, from apps or game design or even electronic circuitry. And later, we're going to look at how the CyberPi connects to the MBot 2 and acts as sort of a controller where we can select and choose our programs to run on our MBot 2 robot. You can find a digital version of the assembly guide as well as a lot of official tutorials on the MakeBlock site, but I was surprised and pleased to see a printed instruction guide included with your MBot 2 robot as well. Building the MBot 2 is actually pretty simple, even though it does use metal hardware and screws rather than plastic snap-together pieces like you might find with the Lego or Vex robot, which are also suitable for the age range that MakeBlock is publishing. Technically, the MBot 2 is recommended for ages 6 and up, and perhaps this is doable for a child with some prior experience or with some parental guidance when it comes to fastening the small parts and things together. But personally, I would suggest ages 10 or 12 or so for more of an unsupervised building experience. However, when it comes to the coding, as you'll see later, the age range is much wider than the building portion of this robot, in my opinion. But building is pretty easy, and it could take as little as 10 minutes or so. The parts are all really well made with threaded screw holes and easy alignment using the guide that's provided. And one of the handiest things that I found in the printed manual is a 1-to-1 scale model of the screws drawn in the instruction guide, which lets you measure and ensure that you have the right component for the step that you're on. I also found the MBot 2 to be easier to build and more robust and of higher quality electronic components than the simpler and cheaper MBot robot. One example of this is that the motors and the motor encoders are really nice, offering a lot of speed and performance while also allowing for more precise movement control, like going a specific distance as you control your robot, not just some basic time commands. And you also receive an upgraded RGB color sensor to detect lines and colors on the ground, and an upgraded ultrasonic sensor to detect objects in front of the robot too. And actually the only part that I found challenging with the build were the wiring connectors. MakeBlock uses pretty standard connectors, but in some places it's facing up or down, so you constantly feel like you're plugging things in backwards. Additionally, the instructions didn't really show any visuals for cable management, which I think was a missed opportunity. The other thing that the instructions didn't mention clearly was how to charge your MBot. There's a large 3-volt power connector on one side, which is what I assumed was used. However, the only cable that's provided was a USB-A to USB-C cable, and at first glance there isn't even a USB-C port on the MBot 2 robot. But this is all done through the CyberPi, which pops onto the top of the MBot 2 controller board. After attaching the CyberPi, we can use the USB-C port on the CyberPi to upload our code to the MBot 2 or to recharge the MBot 2, which takes about 3 to 4 hours to charge fully, though mine was actually almost fully charged when I received it. So I was able to start programming and start creating things through this video immediately, no charging required. With the MBot 2 built, we can test its functionality using some of the example programs that are preloaded on the CyberPi. After powering on the MBot 2 using the switch on the side, We can navigate the program window on the CyberPi to find the MBOT2 examples. The CyberPi acts like a controller or some type of computer that actually lets us store and select the programs that we've uploaded to it. There are a couple different examples for the MBOT2 robot, as well as examples for the CyberPi that you can try out. And within your MBOT2 kit, you'll find a line tracing mat that comes with your robot, which you can tape onto the ground. This will let you use the example programs like the line tracing program to see if the line tracing, the RGB line tracing sensor works. And there's also other programs to test navigation and obstacle avoidance with your robot too. So once you've tested your robot and everything works as it should, and if it doesn't, head back to the manual to try things out, we can now move into writing our own programs for our robot. And I actually think programming the MBOT2 and honestly any MakeBlock robot is one of its strongest features because it's all done through a really intuitive and versatile programming environment called MBlock. You can run MBlock on a Windows, Mac, or web-based device like a Chromebook, and there's even an Android and iPad app available too. These apps are all also 100% free with no subscriptions or in-app purchases necessary. And while you can make a free account or sign in with a Google or Apple account, I also like that you can use them without needing an account and save your programs onto your device too. You'll notice that there's an MBlock app for block programming and another one for Python programming. And it's important to note that you can actually program in a block-based language or a Python-based language in the Blocks programming app, but you can't program in a block-based language when you're using the Python-based app. Additionally, the Python programmer appears to be more intended for the CyberPi than any of MakeBlock's robots, so I would suggest the Block Programmer app for all users when working with the MBOT2. After launching the MBlock block editor, we can see that this is a very intuitive interface and one that's similar to other block programming apps that you may have used before that you can find on my channel like Scratch or Snap or MakeCode. In the bottom, we want to start by selecting the device that we're programming, and the CyberPi is listed as the default. To program the MBOT2, we can either add the MBOT2 extensions to the CyberPi device, which will let us control motors and things, or remove the CyberPi device and instead add the MBOT2 as a device, which includes all the necessary extensions and blocks ready to go. This is what I would personally suggest. You'll also notice that there are a lot of devices that can be programmed using MakeBlock, from all the different MakeBlock robots, but also other microcontrollers like Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, and even other robots like older Lego Mindstorms and more, and I think that's pretty cool. So if you're working with another system like an Arduino or something like that, the coding skills that you've gained from that system or for your MBOT are transferable from device to device. But once we've selected the MBOT2, we need to connect to our robot to allow us to upload our code once we write it. This can be done through a few different ways. First, you can connect via USB using the USB port on the CyberPi. But to do this, another app called M-Link is needed, which acts like a USB driver on your device. You can also connect via Bluetooth, which I found to work really well, but of course this is only possible if your device has Bluetooth enabled. And in the classroom, where you have a bunch of MBOT2 robots, students would see every MBOT2 in the room when attempting to connect to theirs. Lastly, you can also connect via Wi-Fi, which is pretty handy when you're working on this at home, but to do this, you first need to connect to your robot via USB or Bluetooth and place the MBOT2 on your Wi-Fi network. But once we've connected, we can start to program. You will see that you can drag and drop block-based code from the different block categories out onto the programming window and snap the blocks together to write your code. You can also switch to the Python editor and code in Python here, but when you do something in Blocks or Python, it doesn't transfer back and forth. So if you write something in Blocks and open the Python editor, you won't see that code in Python. And if you write something in Python and go to Blocks, you won't see that code in Blocks. However, there is a Python previewer if you're trying to learn how to do something in Python. So if you write something in Blocks and you open up the Python preview, you'll see that your block-based code was converted to Python. And while this can't be edited here, you can copy and paste this auto-generated Python code into the Python editor. You'll also see that there's block categories for the CyberPi to change its screen, make it light up, play sounds, etc. And then there's block categories for the MBOT2, including motor and sensor control. And then there's more generic categories like operations and events that impact every type of device in between. To write your MBOT2 programs, you will often combine CyberPi commands with generic commands with MBOT2 commands for your code. For example, starting the MBOT2 operation when pressing a button on the CyberPi. One tip is to use the print command for the CyberPi to display instructions on the screen on what you should do or even what program is running once you've selected it, so that way you know what you're doing on the MBOT2 rather than just having a blank black screen on the CyberPi. We need to choose events to run our programs, and you can grab an event that starts when the CyberPi starts to share the instructions, then start the rest of your code for another event like pressing a button on the CyberPi. What I'm describing here is an event which you need to run any of your program. If you drag a block of code out, it won't do anything unless an event triggers it. Like in Scratch, you'll see that there's a green flag which can be used to start your code, or even keys on your computer keyboard that can be used to start your program, but only when you're connected in what's called live mode rather than upload mode. The difference between these modes is that when we're connected to our MBOT via live mode, everything we do on our computer, like pressing a key on my computer, will impact the robot, kind of like an instantaneous controller. But in upload mode, you cannot use your computer to run your code, so the green flag event and the keyboard key event are grayed out, and your code won't run until it's actually been uploaded to the MBOT. But once it has been uploaded, it will remain on the CyberPi and MBOT until it's been deleted or overwritten. And of course, after writing your programs, in addition to uploading them to your robot, don't forget to save them on your device, either via an account that you sign in and use the cloud server with an mblock, or saving it locally on your device too. There are a number of example programs to browse through, though it appears all of them are written for blocks with auto-generated Python code rather than dedicated Python examples. There's also a lot of other great learning resources, from tutorials to lesson plans and things called make block cases, which are kind of like design challenges or theme projects. And as mentioned earlier, there's also a lot of different add-ons for your MBOT too, like different chassis that you can choose from, like the MBOT Rover or Ultimate Kit, or even an AI-driven camera, or my personal favorite, the Smart World add-on pack, which lets you build a few different things to add on to your MBOT2, like this robotic arm, which I look at in another one of my videos. All right, so that's all there is to it. So as you see, to get the MBOT2 up and running, it's pretty straightforward with a little assembly needed, and then connecting it to a wide range of devices through either a downloaded app or a web-based version to get this programmed in either a block-based or text-based language, which is pretty fantastic. I'm really impressed with the MBOT2. I can see that it's way more precise than the MBOT1, with more fine detail motor control and more precise sensors, as well as more capable programming flexibility with the CyberPi as well. So it's definitely a robot that I would recommend for not only at home if you want to get into robotics, but also for the classroom environment too. Now, in my next robotic tutorial, we look at the Smart World add-on, which lets us build a variety of different add-ons for our MBOT2 robot. So definitely check that out on my channel. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.
I hope that helped you understand our robots that we have. Again, go to those websites that I shared with you so that you can go ahead and order your robot. If you just want to order one, or you want to go ahead and get that whole bundle pack of 10 or more, I think I have 20 that I'm sharing with my local and district churches, as well as my jurisdiction. And so go ahead and order those for your young people, and believe me, they will be, if you could see, you know, how that was. And I may share it after the end of this. When we end this, I may have an additional video. I'm going to share that video from the Ecuador jurisdiction and let you see how excited those young people were just to see those robots. I mean, they were literally running to the table and getting so that they can get started. You need to have that at your particular church, at your district, at your jurisdiction. And so go ahead and order those robots as well as the MBOT. So go to those places that I told you can go. And if you just need help, if you didn't catch it, just request from us through smm.stem, STEM dot videos with an S @gmail.com. So go ahead and get that information, and if you need to request it from us, we'll also send you the mega guidebook that would actually help you implement everything that we are trying to do. And we will be so glad and grateful to have you participate along with us at our next AIM convention. And so we look forward to seeing you all there with your robots and your teams, and have big fun. I'm going to share with you the QR code. This is our QR code that's coming up here momentarily. There it is. And so this is the QR code for that interest entry form. So I want you to go to scan this, go to that page, fill it all the way out, and at the very bottom of that entry form, you'll see 3 linked names for 3 competitions, and you can go into those. Those are the specific competitions that are associated with STEM education for the Church of God in Christ. That is Math Olympiad, the Dyson Lewis Math Olympiad, as well as the Kojic STEM Scholars, which is a virtual science fair, and that's virtual. And we have videos out about that as well on how you can participate in that and what we're looking for that. So you can look for those videos as well in a number of areas, as well as robotics, which I'm talking to you right now as one of the coordinators, Elder Sylvester Lewis, one of the coordinators, actually assistant coordinator for the Math Olympiad, assistant coordinator for the Kojic STEM Scholars, as well as one of your coordinators for robotics. So I'm very busy. And so we want you to participate with STEM education. So go to this, go ahead and scan this and go to that interest entry form. And then you have the other entry forms that are at the bottom of the interest entry form, where you can fill out your entry to those specific 3 competitions. And so once you do that, you also have our email, and any questions that you have, feel free to let us know, and we will send you all the information that you need to help you be successful in everything you do. Again, this is Elder Sylvester Lewis, looking forward and wanting you to stay motivated 365 days in the year with STEM education and scholastic motivation of the Church of God in Christ Incorporated. You be blessed.